Wednesday of the second week of Easter. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John, chapter 3, verses 16 to 21. Jesus said to Nicodemus, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God sent the Son into the world, not to condemn the world, but that the world might be saved through him. He who believes in him is not condemned. He who does not believe is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. And this is the judgment, that is, light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone who does evil hates the light, and does not come to the light, lest his deeds should be exposed. But he who does what is true comes to the light, that it may be clearly seen that his deeds have been wrought in God. The Gospel of the Lord. Thanks be to God. In our today's reading, the first reading from Acts chapter 5, verses 17 to 16. And the more the church grew, the more jealous and angry the Sadducees became again. They brought the apostles before the Sanhedrin. Though God showed he could rescue them at any time, should he so desire, the apostles knew that because of the widespread popular support, they could have successfully resisted arrest, but they chose not to. Instead, they trusted in the overruling power of the sovereign God who they served. So we too, when we think we have connection, we can still wait on God and see what God can do for us. The Sadducees, in particular, were angry for being the high priest's party, were the ones who the apostles blamed of the death of Jesus. Also, this new movement was based on a belief in Jesus' physical resurrection, something the Sadducees believed could not happen, but that the apostles repeatedly claimed they had witnessed. The apostles refused to alter the message, but assured the Sanhedrin that forgiveness was available to the repentant. So we are also called, like the apostles, as indicated in Acts chapter 5, verses 17 to 26. We too must not alter the truth, but stand for the truth. In John chapter 3, verses 16 to 21, true, no person has ever gone up into heaven to learn all about God and his ways, but Jesus Christ has come down from heaven and shown people what God is like. He is God's gift to the world. His death on the cross is God's way of salvation, and if people under condemnation turn to him and believe, they will have eternal life. God's purpose in sending his Son into the world was positive. He wanted people to believe in him and to have eternal life. But if people prefer darkness of their own sin to the light of salvation through Jesus Christ, they bring judgment upon themselves by their own choice. Now that Jesus has come into the world, the difference between light and darkness, good and evil, is clearly seen. People either come into the light of Jesus for cleansing or remain in the darkness of their sins. Once they have come into God's light, they see that every action of their new life is only the result of God's work with them. God bless you. Have a wonderful Wednesday,